Hello everyone, it's Adam here. I don't get a lot of time to myself lately. I'll just start with saying that right now. Um, I'm not really a talker and driver, and I'm also feel like I'm one of those people that that wears their sunglasses and their hats and makes videos from their trucks. But that's kind of what's going on lately because I'll be very brief here. Um, we're living with our in-laws, so we're not living at home. My house is gutted and winterized, so I can't go home. It's too cold. And I am working daily from like 8 to 4, 8 to 4:30 or so every day. And then usually I would say on average about 4 or 5 nights or days per week and weekend, I'm doing a second job where I'm teaching classes that I've already shared that before. That's not new news. That's known news. And so, like, for example, that last Saturday, Sunday, and this Saturday, Sunday, I'm teaching classes from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then last week before that, I taught 8 straight evenings of classes. Next Thursday and Friday, I'm teaching classes from 4 to 8 a.m. For a European client. And then, so I'm teaching like 3 classes a month in addition to my day job with the 2-year-old. Heather also has a second job. And of course, the house is being remodeled too. And so there's just a lot going on. But I didn't want to wait to make this video in April, which is when right now it's January. It's 3 days from February. In April, I was going to end up making a video that was Heather and I flying to Asheville and picking up a new car. But I'm so excited. I can't wait that long. In addition, I actually want to talk a bit about the process I've been through here. For anyone that cares to listen, this is not like a typical video, and it's not in a helmet because I'm not riding motorcycles right now because my motorcycles are covered under 3 feet of snow and ice. So, all right, so here's the deal. I'm driving right now, leaving work right now. I'm going to pick up Matilda, and then I'm going home, and I'm doing 2 hours a night of work, not teaching classes, but I'm doing some PowerPoint files for a client. So I'll be doing that tonight after putting Matilda to bed. So a lot of time to make videos like this. It's funny, like I've said for a while, as a blogger, I always wrote a lot as a blogger. And then I got a job where I basically spent all my time writing. And so I basically couldn't blog as much as I write all day. I'd write like 10, 15,000 words a day. And now instead of making YouTube videos all day, I spend my day talking to people in a webcam all day and all night, which of course is equally as frustrating because then I don't want to make any YouTube videos. So I'm doing what I like doing as a job. I'm getting paid way more than YouTube is down to like $200 or $250 or so a month of revenue. Yeah, $250 a month. And I'm making a lot more than that talking at people on my webcam, not published, but privately. So it is what it is. I owned a Mark 6 Golf R from 2013 to 2016. And I sold that for a Mark 7 Golf R, which a lot of you have followed this channel and found me through that car. Hello again. Welcome, Golf R people. I sold that in 2021 or 2020 during COVID. I just got a great deal in it. I mean, I bought it for $37,500 and I sold it for like 35 grand to someone with 50,000 miles on it. So I feel like that was a great win. Good time to sell a car. And it was actually a great time because we moved to Charlotte, North Carolina afterwards. And so selling 3 of our 5 cars was a smart idea, given how much it costs to have a car in North Carolina with taxes and insurance and property taxes and other stuff. Insurance is ridiculous. But I've really missed having a fast car since then. And when I purchased the blue BMW 330 Ci convertible in June, that was supposed to be the fun summer car. And it wasn't. It just wasn't a fun summer car. My Golf R was 400 horsepower and 3,200 pounds. This is 250 horsepower and like 3,500 pounds. So it's slow. It's old. Parts are hard to find on it. It's not they're expensive. They are expensive compared to what they should cost, but parts are very hard to find for the 330 46 convertible. And so I'm probably not going to keep it long term. I don't know yet. We'll see. But I really wanted a fast car. And Heather was only in the car a couple of times. And Matilda is whatever on the convertible. So for the longest time, what I was thinking about doing is actually not getting selling the 330 and replacing it with a Z40 M40i manual, 2025, which is, I could get new for 75 grand or used for 68 or so with, CPO, a couple thousand miles on it. That's a two-seater. And Heather was like, well, you don't get a two-seater. That's not going to be very practical. And I was like, you don't even ride in my car. I use it to take Matilda to and from the, daycare. And so it's not really a big deal if I get a two-seater. And then she said, yeah, but I'm not letting my daughter sit in the front of a two-seater. My 2-year-old kid. I try to convince Heather, hey, the front seat belts, the front airbag's disabled when the kid is in there. It supports the latch system. I can safely mount Matilda in there. She likes the convertible enough. It's quick enough for me. It's fun enough for me. And most importantly, it's small enough to fit in my garage. We're not building a very big garage. The garage will be 11 by 40 is the footage, the diameter, interior dimensions. So that was top of the list for a while, and I was really seriously considering. And then Heather's comments when we start thinking about, okay, maybe a BMW M4 X-Drive convertible, get one of those used CPO for like 65 to 75, more power, not a manual, but it'd be a 4-seater. Then I started looking, maybe I just get another Golf R again, and I started thinking maybe I get an RS3 again. Then I remembered, honestly, what am I doing? I've been wanting to get ever since they came out, I've wanted one of these. I have the TTRS. Well, the TTRS. That's a 5-cylinder, 2.5 liter, amazingly sounding engine, turbocharged, all-wheel drive. It is dual clutch DSG. It's not manual, but my Golf R was a 2-liter, 4-cylinder, all-wheel drive with a DSG, and I really like the car a lot. I like the platform, and I know how to work on it. And I always thought the TTRSs were just super duper cool. Just I thought they were awesome. And so by the way, this is a year in the running. I started looking at Z4s about 18 months ago, and I bought the blue one, and I never really stopped looking. Around October, November, I really got back into looking again. So I've been looking for a fast car for a while now. I would say earnestly deciding that I want to get, and I was looking at Z18s, I was Porsche 718s, I was looking at Lotus, I was looking at not any American cars, no Japanese cars either, mostly German cars I was looking at. So what M cars work, what AMG cars work, looking at SL500 stuff like that. But either way, I was looking for something that was really torquey, all-wheel drive, fast. I looked at the M2, I looked at the M2 CS or Comp, whatever they're calling it. But the budget, the cap is like 70. I really wanted to get closer to 60, if I'm being honest. And so the timing of it was pretty much from Thanksgiving Day or mid-November. From mid-November until yesterday, the 27th, right? Yeah, right, 27th of January. I've been looking at TTRSs. Also looking at Mini Coopers, but anyway, very, very religiously looking at TTRSs. Here's the facts of this vehicle for anyone that's not really taking a look at this industry. I asked ChatGPT actually, I said, how many words have I spilled talking about cars with you? And it said over 100,000 words over the last 14 months. I said, what about TTRS? And they said about 90 minutes to 2 hours a day, and about 60,000 words over the last 60 days. So a lot of time. And a lot of that is me uploading sales data, build sheets, order sheets, window stickers, Carfax data, um, dealer sites, long PDFs from cars.com and Craigslist and other places. Um, comparison shopping, looking at specs and SKUs and orders and calculating depreciation. And I mean, it was very, very exhaustive. Most people would be over it. If I had a friend, they would be over it by now. They cared about cars, they'd be over it. But, about 90 minutes to 2 hours a day, looking at, okay, what's been listed, time on lot. I have price history spreadsheets for every car I've been tracking. And here's the truth about TTRSs. USA, 2018 to 2021, no, 2022, that was the model years of Mark III TTRS. That's now dead. They don't make it anymore. They sold about 1,700 of them in the US, about 200 to 300 per year. I'd like this car to downshift, please. And most of them pretty much came fully loaded. I mean, they were allocated, they were ordered cars, so you couldn't just go get one. They were ordered cars. Not very many of them made. The engine that's in them, the 2.5 liter, is dead after this model year when the RS3 goes away. The RS3 will be dead, and that 2.5 liter will also be gone from Audi's lineup for emissions reasons. And so, provenance there is that, it's the last two-door, 2+2 seater coupe with a 2.5 liter that Audi has, will make ever, non-hybrid, non-EV, etc. An RS3 is a 4-door. Starting price is about 70 grand. Most of them came fully equipped between 75 and 78 grand. Color choices, so about 100 out there exist. They're Audi exclusives, where the customer ordered them in a certain color. And depreciation is not happening on these. They're just not depreciating at all. Most of them, if you have below standard miles, sit at about 55 to 65 grand if you see them for sale. And some of them are modified to the hilt. So if you want to find a stock one with low miles, you're starting at least 60 grand. Many that were below 4,000 to 8,000 miles would hit 70 grand, 70, 75 grand. And in the last week of searching, I was pretty much waffling between a 4,000 mile example that was 73 grand, a 10,000 mile example that was 66 grand, a 14,000 mile example that was 64 grand, and a 18,000 mile that was 63 grand, and a 31,000 mile that was 56 grand. Again, pretty much all the same packages. These are all different colors, different locations. And then furthermore, it was expanded by the fact that I wanted to have them with OLED brake lights, which only 5 in the country had. In 60 days of me searching, over the course of 60 days, there were like 47 total of entries of these in the US, nationwide. 3 to 5 of them had OLED taillights. So not very many of those came equipped. It had to be a southeast or southern car, so California, southwest, southeast car. Can't have lived at any point in the north. I wanted a clean undercarriage, no salt, no rust, no damage. I wanted fully stock. I wanted sub 20,000 miles. I wanted a loud color. I did not want Nardo gray or Daytona gray or Mythos black or Glacier white. That's 90% of the listings. I really wanted Pulse orange or the Tango red, but those were Pulse oranges, like ghost status. And the Audi exclusives, 3 of those showed up for sale. Audi exclusives, they weren't priced any higher than regulars, but they were all not the spec and the mileage and the condition that I wanted. There's only one, which is solar orange. No, it was turbo blue. There was a solar orange, and it was $80,000, and it had like 300 miles, and that one went really fast. So out of my budget for a used car with 2 owners. It had just changed hands. It was just sitting in someone's warehouse. I'm gonna wrap this up. So I did finally make a choice and picked one. I actually, frankly, all this research I've been doing so far for 2 months or 3 months was in order to fully understand the market so that I could buy something closer to April or May. But then I started thinking January is the best time to buy one of these because it's a weak market. There's not a lot of competition for these, and a lot of them are sitting on showrooms and just aging. And so, anyway, I got 3 minutes to talk to you before I run out of time. I did buy one. It was at a dealership of all places, not a private sale, not a Craigslist sale, not Bring a Trailer or Cars and Bids. Audi of Asheville had a Kyalami Green 2021, so it's a late model. 2022, there's only 50 examples available that weren't special heritage editions, and those are like 80 grand, so I can't afford those. So there was only like 50 2022s available in the country, and those two of those slipped by my fingers really fast. 2021 was Kyalami Green. It did not have the special interior. It's all black interior, which is what I wanted. It had blacked out black optic package. It had OLED taillights, 18,000 miles. It does not have the OEM wheels, but I can source those for $350 each on eBay if I really want to. But it does have 20-inch forged Vossen wheels with brand new Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires. Over 12 Audi service histories across Atlanta, South Carolina, and Asheville. So no maintenance was skipped. I mean, that maintenance was done early by the previous owner. 18,000 miles, and I got it for 60 grand out the door, 60,000 even. And they offered to store it for me until April in Asheville, and I go pick it up. And they're also going to throw an APR, Stage 1 ECU, and TCU tune on it. And they're going to send it to an XPEL place to get it, the front end wrapped and detailed and ceramic coated. So, that's the video. I bought a new car. 2021 Audi TT RS. It's going to have, when I take delivery of it, it's going to have about 518 horsepower on it and about 400 something pound-feet of torque. It's going to be a beast. And so I'm looking forward to putting it in my new garage with, and I'll put a screenshot here, with my new toolbox, which, by the way, this was not planned, matches the car. So the truck and the Tiguan are paid off. The GS will be paid off when I sell the BMW. And so we don't have a car payment. We won't have a car payment when I finally start making a payment in April on this. But March 15th is when the first payment's due. But that's the update. I bought a new car. I've never driven it. I've never even been in a TTRS before. I don't know how to fit into one. But I bought a car. It's going to go in the garage. I'm very excited about it. Matilda wanted me to pick red. I told her, Matilda, the red one is 31,000 miles and had tons of road salt damage because it's been in Jersey for a year. And it was daily driven and had really scuffed up wheels. And so, sorry, Matilda. And, we're not getting red. Sorry to do a talk at you video, but I had to. All right, I'm at daycare. I gotta pick up Matilda, take her home.